Hello dear students. In this session I will start with a new topic, that is transformation of the coordinates. As the name suggests, there will be a transformation with your coordinates. So if there is a transformation, it is obvious that we will be having angle, right? So now initially I will consider a coordinate axis as, we are considering three-dimensional coordinate system. Okay, so this is x1, this is x2, this is x3. Okay, so for x1 the base vector is e1, for x2 it is e2, and for x3 we have base vector as e3. Here we are considering p of xi as point on the space. Okay, so from this I will consider this is p of xi, point on the space, and for this the vector will be vector x. This is how I will indicate. Okay, so now the transformation takes place. So in the second coordinate system we will be having different vectors and points here, right? So now the axis is x1 prime, x2 prime and x3 prime. For x1 prime, e1 prime is the base vector. For this it is e2 prime. For x3 prime it is e3 prime. Again what I will do is I will consider point on the space as p of xi prime. Xi prime. For this the base vector or the vector can be represented as x itself. Okay, so with reference to the xi axis, this is with reference to the xi axis I can write, this is origin O. Okay, we can write OP is equal to vector x, and I can express this vector x as linear combination of your unit vectors, right? That means x1 e1 plus x2 e2 plus x3 e3. So for first figure, or I can say that in the first configuration I can write vector x as xk ek. I will call this as my equation number 1. Okay, similarly with reference to xi prime axis, the base vectors are ei prime, or you can say that e1 prime, e2 prime and e3 prime. If p of xi prime are points in the space, then we can represent OP as vector x. This is equal to x1 prime e1 prime plus x2 prime e2 prime plus x3 prime e3 prime. Again in the second configuration, in general we can write vector x is equal to xp prime into ep prime. I will call this as equation number 2. Okay, now I will consider alpha ij. So we know that alpha ij I can represent as ei prime ej. So using these two configuration, okay, we will get a new coordinates. I will represent that new coordinate as, this is x1, x2, x3, and the new coordinates will be x1 prime, x2 prime, and this will be x3 prime. Okay, so for this the base vector is e1, e2, e3. Here we can write e1 prime, e2 prime, e3 prime. Right, now let's come to this point. So I can represent alpha ij as, using this concept, ei prime into ej, isn't it? We have two base vectors, So we can represent this, since there is a transformation, we know that there will be angle, the existence of angle is obvious. So I will represent this as cos of ei prime ej, okay, or we can write this as cos of xi prime xj. So here what we will do is, this is the direction cosine of the angle between xi prime and between xi prime and xj. You can observe here x2 prime x2. Before, in the first configuration, this was the position of x2. After transformation, your x2 shifted to this position, and this position I am denoting as x2 prime. So there is an angle difference between x2 prime and x2, right? This is nothing but direction cosine of the angle between x2 prime and x2. Similarly, here there is a direction cosine of the angle between x3 and x3 prime. Here it is between x1 prime and x1. So now in general I can say that there is a direction cosine of the angle between xi prime and xj. So for all the position, I can write the direction cosine as alpha 11, alpha 12, alpha 13, alpha 21, alpha 22, alpha 23, alpha 31, alpha 32, alpha 33. I will get all these combinations, isn't it? So for all this combination, we can write cos of E1 prime E2, cos of E1 prime E2, sorry, this is E1, cos of E1 prime E3, cos of E2 prime E1, cos of E2 prime E2, cos of E2 prime E3, cos of E3 prime E1, cos of E3 prime E2, and cos of E3 prime E3. This is what we will get for all the combinations, right? So now this list can be tabulated as, using a matrix method, we can write this as, I will consider this as E1, E2, E3, and here the column will be E1 prime, E2 prime, E3 prime, or you can write this as x1 prime, x2 prime, x3 prime, okay. So the position of E1 prime E1, E1 prime E1 is alpha 1 1. So what is E1 prime E2? It is alpha 1 2. So using this list, I can tabulate it here as alpha 1 3, alpha 2 1, alpha 2 2, alpha 2 3, alpha 3 1, alpha 3 2, alpha 3 3. So in matrix notation, we can write whole thing as alpha ij is equal to alpha 1 1, alpha 1 2, alpha 1 3, alpha 2 1, alpha 2 2, alpha 2 3, alpha 3 1, alpha 3 2, alpha 3 3. This is nothing but transformation matrix. That means after the transformation of your coordinates, we are getting a matrix, and that matrix is called as transformation matrix. Okay. So now in the next session, we will solve some theorems based on this concept. So basically we are considering the standard coordinate system, and that standard coordinate system transforming to another system. That means there is a transformation of position of the vectors. Okay. So once the transformation takes place, obviously there will be an angle difference. We are representing that angle difference for all the combinations in this pattern, and this list can be written in the matrix form. The resultant matrix is called as transformation matrix. Now in the next session, we will solve theorems and problems based on this topic. Okay, thank you.